What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Gumby and the Goobers back again. So this week we'll be breaking down a little bit about week 3, how we all did, what kind of our takes were, how they panned out. We'll talk week 4, do a little bit of preview, do some drafts, and going to announce a little bit of a cool thing about the Sims that we added. So, yep, that's kind of what we're expecting. Anthony, Brian, how'd you do in week 3?
Well, if you guys recall from our initial stream of the week last week on Tuesday, I said that I was feeling both conflicted and was ready for conflict because I didn't really agree with a lot of the Sims and the projections based on ETR's rankings. So I didn't really play too much with week 3. So it was more of just a watch and see, kind of gather information, which sometimes it's helpful to know whether you should play or not. Last week I kind of sat out because I was a bit unsure with how the games were going to play out, but overall got some info. Happy to have 3 weeks of data now. Really can start forming opinions on certain teams and players and such. So it was a good week for information gathering. How'd you do, Anthony?
Well, I'll tell you what, I could have done better, and here's the reason why. Because I didn't punt the freaking tight end. I said it a few times. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. Dallas Goedert, a guy that I had some reservations about going into the week, 10 for 170. Cole Kmet, he had 10 catches with a touchdown, almost 100 yards. I mean, even the corpse of Zach Ertz last night was hoping the Commanders get big first downs. So you know what? This week I'm all in. I'm Mark Andrews is dead. I mean, literally, he might actually be dead. Laporta is dead to me. McBride's hurt. He's a little dinged up. Kittle, we don't know about him. So this week, there is no excuses. I'm fully 100% in on punt the tight end. I don't care who I have to take in the 6th round.
Yeah, and Jake Ferguson also was a 6th-round pick. He was a good pick, too. So Meatwad says, probably for the best first losing week of the season for me. And then Magic Carp says, opinions like Waddle greater than Nico. We're going to take that.
Who said that?
That was you guys said that the stream where I lost power. You guys said that was I think it was right before.
I said Waddle was greater than Nico. No, I think we were talking about Tank Dell.
Yeah, we were talking about.
Maybe Tank Dell.
You're getting your Texans receivers mixed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get your shit together, Magic Carp.
Come on.
Yeah. So the big announcement for the Sims are that I added correlation to the Sims. So going forward, like quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends are going to be correlated if they're on the same team. So it's just going to be a little bit better to see what stacks are popping the most in the Sims as opposed to just seeing player optimal rates. So right now it's pretty raw correlation. It's just based on players. It's not based on like CD Lamb obviously has more correlation with Dak than Zay Flowers has with Lamar Jackson, but haven't gotten that far yet. That's kind of going to be the next step to improve it. But we're just doing overall position correlation now in the Sims. So if you guys want to check that out, Gumbysims.streamlit.app. We'll keep adding updates as we go.
Yeah, it's exciting for sure. It's slowly but surely that sim tool is going to just continue to grow and get better. It's like our own little version of AI getting smarter.
GM.
A special shout out to JMC real quick. I just want to give a special shout out because he did finish in the Dawg Bowl 6th overall. Can't remember what the money total was for him, but 6th overall. That is pretty damn good. So congrats to JMC. Very impressive, and obviously is better at this than we are. So
I don't know if he's better than we are. I have over 1K.
Well, at least for me.
WNBA. No shit together ever. True.
Damn.
Yeah, Magic Carp said he's a very good WNBA player. I know, Brian, you were talking about WNBA. The money total was negative, but thanks. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So the thing about the Dawg Bowl is if you don't get top 3 and qualify in the Dawg Bowl, it's not good. It's going to be negative ROI. So that's I know you genuinely were congratulating him, but if you finish 4th or lower, it's damn, that was a bad week in the Dawg Bowl.
I tried to be nice.
Don't look at 14. So let me pull up my lineup from my best lineup, GM Graham.
We'll get to some of our best players shortly here.
Honestly, I took a bath besides one lineup. So let me share this.
If you guys were here on the stream on Tuesday while Gumby's pulling up to the lineup, we nailed some of the players. We nailed Juwan Johnson in the first 5 minutes of our Tuesday stream. Juwan Jennings in the first 5 minutes of the stream. We said Zach Charbonnet was going to be a great value, which he was. Anthony was right on Lamar being a good value there. We talked about Dak having standalone value without having to carry CD. 31 points, QB3 of the week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So this is the lineup. This was the worst lineup I've ever drafted. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry stacked. What was I doing? Kyron Williams is a good pick. Amon Ra, Nico, and then somehow I got the Dallas Goedert. Didn't get to a lot of him, but yeah, this lineup kind of saved my bacon this week.
And really, Nico Collins, I mean, God, I mean, who was it? Davis Webb, who am I thinking? I missed him on 4 straight targets in garbage time. I mean, that could have been.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you tell me that? I didn't want to know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, I mean, that could have been another like 6 points right there. Very easily.
I don't watch the games. I just live in the spreadsheet. So
end of the game, it was first and goal with like 2 minutes left, a minute left. They were on like the 4-yard line. 4 straight targets to Nico, 4 hospital balls to Nico, where he would have died had he tried to catch them. Not good.
So just want to remind everyone, kind of the reason we started the series was because you guys are like dynasty and redraft bros. So like I'm kind of teaching you guys like step by step, like how I play these games, like how I have an edge. So the concept we're going to be talking about this week is kind of like all in one. It's like projections and closing line value. So do you guys understand what I mean when I say closing line value?
Nope.
Not really. So basically with closing line value is, I don't know if it might be like an economics concept because like I know everything from DFS and Underdog is like from economics, but I know it as like a sports betting concept where like if you bet, let's say like the Giants -3 on Monday and that line moves to Giants -5, then that's bad. That's good closing line value because you get the 2 extra points. The closer you get to the actual lock, the sharper everything is. It's kind of the same thing with Underdog where the closer you get to the contest ADP is. So the earlier in the week we are, the more we want to try and predict like how ADP is going to move, how projections are going to come out. And we were kind of talking about this last week without like doing it really in depth, but like I really want to focus on like guys we think will rise, guys we think are going to fall, and we want to really just hammer the guys we think that are going to rise later in the week. It's more important, like obviously Zach Charbonnet was a great call last week. That was pretty clear one if he was going to rise because Kenneth Walker was pretty doubtful. He rose from the 6th round to the 4th round, which is a big rise, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. The more important ones are like the 1st and 2nd round rises where like last week, Monday and Tuesday, we could have got like Jordan Mason and Alvin Kamara paired together, which obviously didn't hit. But like if that did hit, that's a combo we like wouldn't have even had access to later in the week. So it's more important to get like that closing line value earlier in the draft. It still is important late, but I want to focus on early. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. That's kind of what I've been trying to do the last couple episodes on Tuesdays, specifically before the projections come out. That's why when we were calling guys like Jawan Jennings and Charbonnet before the projections came out, I was unintentionally thinking about closing line value just because I thought those guys would rise once the projections were released on Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's kind of intuitive, but like the more like you do it, the more you want to like no, yeah, got McCaffrey the good one, Goddard once, AJ and Devontae.
Right, yeah, good call.
Yeah, yep.
And I think with the injury reports we have this week, at least early projections, I think there's going to be a lot of solid opportunities to kind of find those values, like you were saying. So it's kind of good doing this on a Tuesday. You get to see before tomorrow injury report comes out. I think we've got some good opportunities based on what we know of guys that are already probably going to be out this week.
Meatwad's calling one. Oh, so the caveat out that I might be wrong, but Ramondre at 35.9 RB18 might be a late round one once the nerd projections come out. Yeah, that's probably true. I don't know what's to see what their matchup is.
They're playing against San Francisco. They're only projected for 15 points. It's a tough one to go with, but we saw what Kyron did. I'm not saying that Kyron and Ramondre are comparable talents, but we saw what Kyron did, 3 touchdowns against them.
Ramondre had a great first 2 weeks of the season. Last week was just kind of a dud on a short week against good Jets defense. So, could be a bounce back candidate.
Yeah.
You guys want to do the primetime slate first, Thursday night, Sunday night?
Sure. Yeah, let's talk through it.
Okay. So we'll build some ranks as we go. We'll start with quarterback. So Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Would you guys put them in the same tier, or do you have Josh Allen above Lamar?
I have them in the same tier.
Yeah, Josh would probably be my 1A, Lamar my 1B, but you're splitting hairs, I think.
Gumby, what are your thoughts on naked quarterback and dog bowl? I mean, the NFL is weird this year, but I would lean towards overstacking as opposed to going naked. I just think it's like, because you don't need the nuts, it's probably safer to just overstack it and go like I don't know, Hurts. Even like if you want to do running back stacks, I don't know if you guys play like DraftKings stuff or like look at the Sims for like the DraftKings stuff, but the Sims are really popping with like stacking like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end this week or last week with just because 1, the field isn't doing it, and 2, we kind of saw it with like those teams who go off. Like because there's so few teams going off, you need like every piece that game is going to bring up. So like with that game, you needed to stack like, let's say like Lamar and Henry or Barkley and Goddard, which are typically not seen as like correlated together, but because of the way the NFL is and like some teams are just like scoring more points and like other teams are just dead some weeks, it's a little bit different. So I would lean towards overstacking, especially because you guys don't need the nuts. What do you guys think about that?
Go ahead, Brian, if you have any thoughts.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's helpful to see it during the draft, like in like round 5, where you're just looking at some of the teams, and it like you had the lineup that you won with Eric this in week 3 had Lamar and Derrick Henry. If Zay Flowers or Mark Andrews also catches a touchdown, like those guys, that lineup right there, how many people are going to have a double stack with the quarterback?
Well, the problem is that Mark Andrews is playing left tackle, so he has no chance to catch a touchdown.
I was just about to say, Mark Andrews was only on the field for 33% of the plays, and he ran 4 freaking routes. 4 routes. I mean, I know Baltimore's O-line is bad, and I know the Cowboys can't stop anything on the ground, but my goodness, 33% of the time this guy was on the field. Likely was on the field for 62% of the snaps.
Well, Likely
Crazy.
Might be a better player right now.
Yeah, it's
actually,
not good.
I think he is.
Yeah. All right, so we'll put kind of Lamar and Josh Allen in the same tier, and then it's pretty obvious Dak after that, and then Jones is kind of the last guy. You don't really want him. You really want to try and get one of these top quarterbacks, is my read on the slate after doing 0 drafts.
When you say top 3, or you say top quarterbacks, you talking about Allen and Jackson, or are you including Dak in that too?
Allen and Jackson, and then but once you get those 2 are gone, you don't get them. You kind of want to push Dak up, just because I don't think Daniel Jones is going to project well at all.
Agreed.
Andrews, yeah. Did you see the interview? Harbaugh said that Andrews wasn't in because they wanted to play like a bigger package, but they
really
see that
they played Likely instead, so that makes sense.
Yeah, well, Likely's the Giants, so yeah.
Running back here, so Derrick Henry and James Cook are in the same tier for me. I don't know if you guys agree with that. I think you probably have Henry pushed.
I think that's pretty fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think James Cook's had an unbelievable year so far.
Yeah.
Do we like Singletary? I mean, Dallas has given up 300 yards on the ground per game. I know Singletary's not a special player, but my goodness, the opportunity he could get is unbelievable.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think that Dallas can't stop anything. Devin Singletary's role has been pretty elite, so I think he's fine. I clearly prefer Rico over Zeke. His usage is trending up, and then
for sure
down here it's kind of just taking shots.
I would be staying away from Dallas running backs in general right now. I mean, I feel like obviously in this 2-game slate, probably going to have to take one at some point in all likelihood. But I mean, what do we think about the Dallas backfield right now? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this team just in general is very, very severely disappointing.
Yeah, like I said, I like Zeke looks bad. Rico looks decent. I wouldn't say good, but not terrible. Yeah, and his usage is trending up, so I'll take shots on him. But I just think
if we did take a shot on a late round running back that you don't have queued up right now, it would definitely be Justice Hill. They love him on 3rd down. He's playing almost 50% of the snaps the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Nick, perfect week for Zeke to score touchdowns and make people bad in prime time. It happens every week, man. Meatwad only had 6% Andrews, but he and Zay were on my most live teams because correlated more than normal, was so tilting back to play the best plays. Yeah, I think if you're doing a lot of lineups, it's best to just build a portfolio where like in some lineups you're stacking, some lineups overstacking, and then some lineups going naked, even if it's Dak, and I don't agree with it probably because the way the NFL is, you should do that this year a little bit more.
Are we overcomplicating? I was thinking about this. Are we overcomplicating this sort of lineup build? Or should we just not take good football players? Like there's guys like Chuba Hubbard, good football player. Juwan Jennings, good football player. Like they're not going to project well. Maybe not in like in something like the Thursday, Sunday night main slate. Not something obviously you'd want to do. But in like these dog bowls, there's guys that are just solid football players on these teams. Like I would rather have one of those guys than a guy that projects well that has 2 left feet.
All right, Gumby, tell him why he's wrong.
No, he's right, but like how do you do did we really think Juwan Jennings was going to score 40 points? Like
go back and watch the first 5 minutes of our video on Tuesday, and I mean I don't think he's going to score 45, but they love him there. They signed him to a contract extension. it was an obvious leverage play based on the what we were talking about last stream. Ayuk going in the second, or Juwan Jennings going basically undrafted.
I know it sucks because I said the leverage example. We talked about that exact thing, and I had stone zero of Juwan Jennings like a moron.
Brutal.
Even the dog bowl, I didn't do too many dog bowls. I only did like 12 last week, but yeah. All right, let's move on to receiver. So CeeDee Lamb obviously in the tier of his own, and then we got.
Oh, I disagree.
Okay, well.
Neighbors has to be in consideration. The way Lamb is still, those receivers coming off of those holdouts. The CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase looked good yesterday, but Ayuk, like Lamb and Ayuk they don't look great. Lamb was very visibly frustrated with Dak last game, and Neighbors with how good he's been. I don't know how you don't put him over Lamb.
Yeah, I'm not putting him over Lamb. I just think that's crazy.
Okay.
Because Dak still had a good game. Like I didn't watch the game, not a ball knower, but like did Lamb look bad? Like I saw someone.
He dropped 3 passes.
Oh really? Whatever. Drops. Not worried.
Okay.
But he is playing the Giants this week, so
true.
tides are going to turn.
Yeah, it tends to be how it goes. And then I don't know, Shakir, Wandale, kind of interchangeable.
I like Shakir, man. Shakir is somebody who is rising in my book.
Underdog's projections putting Zay ahead of Neighbors. Yeah, that could be a generational wealth opportunity to take a shit ton of Neighbors before that switches. Yeah, I like Shakir more than Wandale. Wandale's in half PPR. It's
absolutely
not great.
One of them's got Danny Dimes, one of them's got Josh freaking Allen, baby. Like, come on.
And then what do you think about this tier? Cooks, Coleman, Bateman, Tolbert. Any specific player takes there?
I like what I've seen from Tolbert recently.
Yeah.
And then I put Bateman there just to score a touchdown. He's not good, but they throw it to him in the red zone.
I put Coleman ahead of Bateman personally, and then probably Cooks and Bateman. I don't know. Slayton's on the field. He's a cardio king, running a lot of cardio, not getting a lot of targets.
He may not even play.
And then tight end.
This is where it gets ugly, folks.
Yeah. So, are we taking Mark Andrews?
No shot.
Ferg ahead of Andrew. How do you rank the top 3?
I have Daniel Bellinger ahead of Mark Andrews.
So how would you rank
I'm
the
putting
top
Kincaid
3?
number 1.
Yeah. Okay. Kincaid number 1, then Ferg.
I think he's the best player. If we're going off of Brian's earlier point, I think he's the best player out of those tight ends.
What happened to take the best players, Brian? We're not taking the best players anymore.
Yeah, I'm falling into my trap. You know what? Remove Rashad Bateman from the list. He doesn't deserve to be here.
All right. Let's hop in a draft and see how we do.
All right. And before we do hop into draft, if you guys are liking the content, make sure you like the video out, subscribe if you guys are new here. We really appreciate the support. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, which I know sounds pretty insignificant compared to other players, other players in the space, but slowly growing this thing and are enjoying playing with you guys.
So insta-filled.
Here we go. We're right in.
Oh, we got some
One.
friends. We got Nick and we got McCaffrey. That's
couple noobs in the lobby today.
And I always
talking
say
about me, us, and the
like I always say in these lobbies on stream, we're just gonna have good vibes.
That's it.
So
we have the 101.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna try and tell me to pick Malik Neighbors?
Well, who are you going to pick, CD?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you really?
I'm okay with that.
100%.
Okay. You don't want to go quarterback?
Definitely not quarterback. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Josh Allen falls pretty far in these.
Why?
Because the replacement value is pretty good from Josh Allen to Lamar, so you don't really need to reach on Josh Allen.
It could be a big drop off though from Lamar to Dak. Okay.
I don't think that's a monumental drop this week. I mean, again, just looking at matchup, I mean, I know it's on the road, and usually Dak's a little bit different on the road, but I still expect Dak to have a pretty big week this week.
Nick's a smart guy. Nick, I know you're in the chat. Would you take Lamb or Neighbors 101?
I'm willing to gamble my life that he would say CD.
He could be wrong.
Could be, but usually not. He's a big vibes guy, ball knower.
Is he? Oh, then he'll say Neighbors because Neighbors has produced more than CD this season so far. So we're on the clock in one pick.
So I just added like based on what we talked about.
Oh, there goes Alan. Yeah,
Like,
JMC, good pick.
So I'm assuming Nick is probably going to wind up going Jackson.
Lamar,
He
yeah.
does.
So we can either go Zach or Dak. We have 2 picks here.
I think Dak should be one of them.
To me, there's a big tier at running back, so I would go Singletary for sure.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. But we got 2, right? So
2
can't we
picks,
go
yeah.
Dak and Devin?
Do you guys want to go Dak here? Or do you want to try and push it? Because probably best to just take him if we want him.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Probably.
I don't want to get stuck with
Nervous.
dimes.
Stuck with dimes.
No, I don't like that against Dallas this week. Dallas going to be pissed.
Lamb, otherwise you can have 0 Lamb. Get 0 Lamb. Lamb for sure. I'd rather not have 80% neighbors and 0% Lamb. Yeah, 100% agreed. And,
All right.
and also, like we said, it depends. We didn't get to like, I was thinking about doing next week about like portfolio management as like a concept we can talk about. But like, if you're doing a lot of drafts, yeah, you don't want to have 80% of one and 0% of another. But if you're doing like 3, it's fine to just take your stand and just take neighbors in all 3.
And that's kind of what I've been doing. Just a handful of drafts here and there. Just picking the players I believe.
So tight ends start to go.
All right, so we're completely punting tight end, right? We're not even thinking about taking a tight end until the last round.
What if Mark Andrews falls back to us?
Oh, God. He's going to.
He might go undrafted, honestly.
No, he'll get drafted.
So let's see who we got on the board. We're up in 1 pick. We already
I mean,
have
likely I would take.
This early?
Oh, we're going to have back-to-back. And then remember, we get the last pick of the draft because we were the first. So if we
I would
don't
just
get him in
push.
the next...
I would just push
Okay.
tight end then and just wait till the end.
All right.
So what do you guys think here? We'll go right.
We could go,
I guess Coleman.
Coleman
Or, I mean,
and
do you like
Hill,
Tolbert? It's like Tolbert. Oh, we already get CD, so I feel like
Yeah,
that's
if we have
the
CD,
kill.
is that the play?
We could double stack. It's
I'll
fine.
double stack.
Coleman and Tolbert.
Sure.
Then that leaves us with tight end. Yeah, kind of hoping these
I'm
guys.
not taking Andrews. If we can't get likely, I'm taking Dawson Knox.
Nah, Theo Johnson.
No.
His usage is good. He just sucks.
Right. We have to take good players. That's the theme of this show. We're going to take players that are actually good at the sport of football and not those that are usage is up or they're on the field a lot. Like, I don't give a shit. Alec Pierce last year was on the field 99% of the time, and he had 20 catches.
Yeah, but he's good this year now.
No.
It's funny because that's kind of like so. I don't know if you guys know the.
I thought you
background.
liked Alec Pierce.
He's doing better this year, but last year he was the cardio queen.
But yeah, like it's kind of funny because like the pros like John Warner and Nez, who were in our chat a couple times.
Yep.
They're big.
Oh,
like,
JMC, thank you.
they're
Thank you
big
for
like
doing what
scroll the F down
had to be
guys,
done.
like take like lower owned guys. And like it's funny because you guys are doing the opposite. Like take the best players, take good football players. So I like that.
But scroll down could mean taking the best players, but they just
True.
might not be getting drafted. That was Jawan Jennings last week.
All right, so now we're completely screwed at tight end.
So what do we want to do here?
Dawson Knox.
I mean, would
No,
you go
I'm
Knox
serious.
or Theo?
I mean, my
Because
vote
the
is
only
Theo.
reason I would say
Allen
only
looks for
reason-
Knox sometimes in the end zone. When has Dimes looked for Theo Johnson at all?
the only reason I would go Theo is because he correlates with the matchup against Dak and Lamb. But I'm fine if you want to take Knox for the
It's
touchdown
1-1.
upside.
You got a tie break.
Me?
Yeah.
I'll go Knox.
Oh, hate that. All right.
I mean, Knox has a better chance of scoring a touchdown. I mean, that
Knox
is
is
a
a better
stone
football
cold
player.
fact. If there's any disagreement in the chat about that,
I
we're
don't.
gonna have some problems.
Theo
He's
Johnson
not-
looks slow. But they all look slow. Dallas Goedert looks slow, and he had 180 yards.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
We have the 101 again.
All right, so what do we
We
do
going
here?
Lamb?
We double down on Lamb.
Up to you guys. Doesn't matter. We can let's diversify a bit. Take neighbors. We'll
I mean-
bless GP and GC.
I don't know, man. How Neighbors is going to get 15 targets again? And like,
Well,
here's
yeah,
my
we're
fear.
Yeah, but so can Lamb.
No, but here's the fear. We've seen how this plays out. Dallas scores 35 points in the first 10 minutes on special teams and defensive pick sixes. They run the ball the rest of the game, and then the Giants have to throw it 60 times, and half of them are going to probably go to Neighbors. I see the game script. I've seen it every year for the last 5 years.
It's not the same Dallas team. think you, yeah, agreed. Think you probably have to push Dak in this for the optimal. I agree. Like in that situation when we have those two quarterbacks like taken already, and
So
we can
then,
like
we're just taking dimes. You're saying?
no, we try to just get Dak on the way back in like
Oh.
the next turn. So like instead of take,
I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out for us. I think we're going to end up with Danny Pennies. But we'll
I mean,
see.
like the thing is though, since we took Neighbors 1, getting Danny Dimes isn't the worst thing in the world because we're kind of making a bet that like they're
Fair enough.
doing
Fair
better
enough.
than we expect.
Yep. At least we'd be correlated or stacked,
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So GPNGC snap pick CD Lamb. I don't blame him.
Let's go. That's fine. We're diversifying. We don't want 80% of one player, right?
Yeah. Or 100%.
100%. I hope Singletary falls back to us. That'd be nice. Like we said,
Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of
him
this week.
Yeah, usually yes, but there are going to be times when Dak falls to the 4 or 5 turn, and that's kind of what you need in these the weird 2-game slates where like you kind of need like a weird combination that's not in. It's just the nature of these games.
Dowdle goes, wow.
Yeah,
if we can get
weird.
If we can get Zay and Singletary, that'd be cool.
Zay goes.
What's your opinion on early QB? Like, all right, we'll do the picks first, and then I'll let you discuss that.
I'm okay with taking Lamar here because, like,
me too.
The teardrop with Dak.
Lamar is also a quarterback that you don't have to stack anyone with. I'm good with Singletary and Lamar.
All right, let's do it. Nothing wrong with 80% if that's your goal. Yeah, no, that's true. So this guy Awen, he's been winning fucking everything in NFL, and he's like he'll have like 75% of someone, just like doesn't care and whatever. Like
smart.
Week 2 he had like 60% Kamara when he went off, and like 60% Marvin Harrison when he was being undrafted. So yeah, I mean if you pick the right guys, that's what you want, but it's a little risky. A little risky for my
yeah, for sure. I mean if those guys come out and have if Marvin Harrison has 1 for 4. Congratulations, 60% of your lineups are now out of the money.
Yeah. So I think next we'll hop into Dog Bowl, and then because like it gives us more time to like talk about like each position in between our picks, and then we'll do some 6-men's.
By the way, was it you, Brian? You had a good call in the Dog Bowl, I think, last week. You also mentioned Deontay Johnson as a good candidate. We talked about the Panthers. I said I was actually leaning towards picking the Panthers money line. Adam Thielen, I know he got hurt, but he did have a touchdown, so he got in the end zone. Panthers did. I mean, if you triple stack Panthers, like Andy Dalton, Thielen, Deontay, even Chuba had a touchdown, right? I mean, you could have quadruple stacked Panthers, and you probably would have had a very good lineup last week.
We're on the clock here.
Unbelievable.
12 seconds. Do you guys want to do Mark Andrews or no?
I like Cooks. Let's cue Cooks and then think about the next pick. What running backs are available?
You're going to take Andrews over Likely, though? If we're going to go tight end?
100%.
Oh, I just can't do that. I can't do it. I dropped him today in redraft.
I saw that. I'm can't wait to pick him up.
I think he's burnt toast.
Yeah, I'll be putting a claim in. And what do we want to do here? Do you just want to take Likely? Fuck it.
He's on the field more.
Bateman?
They're probably going to be having to throw stacks with Lamar.
This is just so gross. I think we're writing off Mark Andrews too quick.
No,
you guys
it's 3 weeks, 33% snap. He ran 4 routes.
They also only threw it 16 times or something. How many times did they throw it? It wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot, but it doesn't matter. He ran 4 routes.
15 passes.
16? Yeah.
Yeah, but he had 41 and 34 the other 2 weeks. What's his excuse then?
Yeah, fair. I don't know. I just think we're going to look back on this and be like, we were letting people get Mark Andrews in the 5th and 6th round. Like, what are we doing?
No, I don't think so. Not this week.
So let's take a look at what we got. We need a flex, running back or receiver probably. If Keon Coleman falls, he probably won't. I bet this guy's going to take him here. I mean, Mac Hollins was running routes. Like, what are we doing here?
I would probably take Zeke.
Take Samuel. So we get Keon Coleman if we want it.
All right.
He's
a good football player.
Last week or last night, I should say.
Nick said, I've been rolling Likely over Andrews, but not sure if I'll keep doing it, but I like it. That interesting.
I think Likely's just a better player right now. He's a very athletic tight end. He's huge. He's like 6'6". I love him. I think he's a great player. I think he's a guy who just him being on the Ravens, being on a run-heavy team, kind of waiting in the shadow of Andrews, you just haven't seen his full potential. If they really let him go full speed, I think Isaiah Likely is possibly a top 10 tight end talent-wise right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing twice as many. He's on the field twice as many times as Andrews, and we saw his potential. We've seen him in glimpses over the last couple of years, and we saw it in week 1. He's a good route runner. He's athletic. He's fast. I mean, Mark Andrews looks like he's running with a freaking piano on his back the 5 or 6 times on the field. It's crazy.
Yeah. Meatwad agrees. He's with you guys. Probably biased after you boned on my top lineups. I had your exact take the last 2 weeks, Gumby, LMAO. If you average 6 points a week, you're a top 10 tight end.
That is very fair.
Yeah.
Cole Kmet is the number 3 tight end after having a decent game last week and doing nothing the first 2 weeks. Dallas Goedert's the number 1 tight end after doing nothing the first 2 weeks and having 180 yards 2 days ago.
I know. I was shitting on him on the last stream.
Yeah, so while we wait for this to fill, I'll just go over like how I did last week. So I did not do great in the main BR. Didn't really get anything cooking. This was my best team. CeeDee Lamb screwed me.
Shocker.
The problem was like I really didn't like the tier of like from like 7 to like 11, 12, and like I was just kind of taking Nico every time just because I thought he was probably the most likely to hit. But that whole tier kind of failed, and if you just skipped it, you probably would have been better off, to be honest. Like Tyreek was in that tier for most of the week. Just looking Devontae Adams, like probably should have just skipped that tier to like fully, you know.
Pull up JMC's dog bowl team that came in 6th. We want to pour one out for him. I would like to see the build. I didn't.
That's so.
He had a great
lineup.
Yeah, CD really. I wonder if you remember what pick you had when you took Lamb. If you had the 1.01,
he probably had the 101.
If you had gone like, I don't know, like a Jefferson or somebody.
He had the 101. Yeah, he had his pick of the litter.
Hindsight's 2020, but
brutal.
He got Dak to fall all the way to the end too. That's nice. Yeah, that's a good team.
And then Magic Carp came in 14th. So let's see his team. I'm gonna run out of water soon.
Oh, he went with Dalton and Deontay. Nice.
That's a nice team.
That's a sick stack. Wow. Saquon and Kyron, you hit the nuts on the running back position. Devontae, man, I mean, I totally understand why you picked him against Carolina. It was just unlucky.
So this guy Dave too came in 5th. Super sharp guy. I talked to him a bunch throughout the week too.
Juwan Jennings, there you have it.
There you go. That's it. The scroll down.
He had the balls. He had the gumption.
This guy Dark Sheep, he qualified again. This is 2 out of 3 weeks. Fucking awesome. With a 7.3 from Ayuk.
That's sick. He had Ayuk when he qualified. Wow. Oh wow. Wow. That's an insane build.
Yeah, I mean that's like we talked about like double stacks. How like because it's a smaller contest, you don't need the nuts, and you got there with Ayuk with 7 points.
Yeah, and then we're talking. Wow, that's crazy. And we're talking about stacking quarterbacks with 2 of their weapons. This is proof that Ayuk can get 7, and this team can still come in the top 3 in the contest.
Yeah, I mean this another good lineup here, really good.
Yeah.
And then
did our contest fill yet?
Need 2 to fill.
Yeah, I mean, if you had, like I said, if you had the balls to take Juwan Jennings in a 6-man format, you probably. I'd be curious to know everybody who took Juwan in a 6-man format, like what percentage cashed if you took them. What percentage of lineups? I'd
probably
be really
a lot.
Curious
probably pretty high.
A lot.
Almost all.
So yeah, I really probably wasn't even live for like first in this, but if I could have got, let's see, Henry Kyron, I don't know what they had above me. Yeah, I need more points from Derrick Henry. Unfortunate, but
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you hit a like. I think we only have 8 likes. We have 15 or 16 people in here, so let's get that up to 20 if possible. And if you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe. We go live twice a week, typically on Tuesdays and either Thursdays or Fridays. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the content, and if you are, make sure you subscribe and help us out.
Yeah, so Dog Bowl just filled. Let's see what we get. We get pick 9.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so it's always early in the week.
Good to see you.
JMC, we got Nick, Dave, who came in 5th last week, who we were just talking about.
Yep.
GPNGC. So yeah, again, a super sharp lobby.
There's a couple players I really like this week. This is going to be one of those weeks that I feel like I'm ahead of the projections.
All right, give me some takes. Fire them off.
I ranked. I have like my top 4 at each position. Quarterback, I like Burrow against Carolina, Baker versus the Eagles, Kyler and Daniels playing each other, Washington against Arizona. Those are my top 4 quarterbacks. Running back, pretty obvious, I would imagine. Saquon against Tampa Bay without 3 of their defensive linemen. Kamara at Atlanta. Najee will project well against the Colts. They have the 3rd worst rushing defense in the league. And Jerome Ford. So I snap share go back up to 80% last week after Deonta Foreman, for some reason, was on the field in week 2. I think he'll project well against the Raiders defense. And then
like
wide receiver, Nico, Diggs, Dell. I just like, I'm kind of in on the Texans this week. I like Reed against Minnesota, which I know is kind of counterintuitive to what people think about Minnesota's defense. They are a good defense, but they allow the 2nd most passing yards through 3 weeks. And I like DJ Moore against the Rams.
Yeah, DJ Moore was one who projected really well last week, and his ADP just didn't budge at all, which was interesting.
Yeah.
I was taking him a lot at the end of the week, but
Roman Dunsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you might have said it for a quick minute on the last stream. Could he have like a Marvin Harrison, week that he had in week 2?
I did.
Roman Dunsey did.
Jordan loves the Goober stream. Shout out to you,
Jordan. Good to see you.
Jordan, GM.
Jewish McCaffrey said, I would like Brian's take on Mark Robinson's scandal, not to get political. I don't know who that is.
JMC, I'm going to do some research on that because I have honestly never heard the name Mark Robinson in my entire life, and I will get back to you on our next stream in a few days. So
all we know is
subscribe.
All we know is football. So, yeah.
We don't even know that.
Yeah. I'm pretty clueless. I would love a DJ Moore week. I've got him in redraft in a couple leagues, and I also have Tank Dell, who is absolutely killing me. So if you're right on Tank Dell this week, was it Brian or Eric that said it? Who said it? Brian? If you're right on Tank Dell, I will give you a huge hug because I need it badly.
I got
so we're up in 2 picks here. Jordan Mason goes up in 1 pick. I mean, like,
I love me some Rashee Rice.
I love me some Rashee Rice. That seems like
me. Rice Brian is the pick.
Yeah. If we were redrafting like best ball, where does Rashee Rice get picked?
Well, we're going to be.
That's true. Yeah, I would say we'll probably do that next week, just because like having as many live players as possible is like the way to win those that contest. So I'd wait to see another week of injuries before we really dive in. But yeah.
Oh no, I think Rashee Rice. Like if you were just doing a redraft draft like today, 2nd round? I don't know if he would go first, but I think 2nd, like surely.
He's got to be he's going to be Garrett Wilson's replacement because he actually scores points.
Oh, wow. JMC says he's 109, resurrection starting ADP. Yeah, so maybe he is a 1st rounder. Yeah, 1-2 turns, says Tarek.
Where would Garrett Wilson go? I'm not to get back on this because from last week, but where would he go?
3rd. Probably 3rd.
No. Funny enough, Garrett Wilson is the wide receiver 32 after 3 weeks, if you guys can believe that. It's unbelievable. The man is the most consistent player in fantasy football, and we draft him in the 1st round every year.
His ADP is 19 in the.
Get the fuck out of here, man! Sorry for cursing, but come on, what are we doing? Anyway, we're on the clock. I told myself I wouldn't get worked up today. We got Rashee Rice.
I assume we want to
push quarterback.
We're taking Travis Kelce as a tight end 1. What are we doing? I'm done with that. He's dead to me.
Agreed.
What's the difference between Kelce and Andrews? Except Kelsey's actually on the field. Why do you like Andrews?
So what do you guys want to do here? Do you want to take Mahomes to stack with Rice? Do you want to?
I don't.
That?
Oof, that makes me
Mahomes
nervous.
Is one of those guys that doesn't score points anymore. I would go Kyler.
I would go Kyler over Mahomes too.
Kyler over Mahomes for sure.
What do you guys think about McBride? Was he have concussion?
Yeah,
that I would want to wait on. I don't know. That makes me hesitant.
Do you want to? My lean is Bowers here, to be honest.
All right, you can do Bowers.
I'm fine with Bowers.
So much for punting the tight end.
For me, it's either Bowers or punt. To be honest, I don't want anything to do with. I'd like Goddard's pushed up way.
Yeah, too much uncertainty this week too. I mean, Kittle questionable, McBride. I mean, Kelce just, I don't think he's really turning up until the playoffs. So
Andrews had a car crash. What's Kelce's excuse? Love.
I guess that's all.
Commercials.
Tyler Conklin would have been an interesting scroll down. I've been on the Conklin train for.
You love him.
I do love him. He actually scores.
You were banging the drum for Tyler Conklin.
Yeah.
Another one who's a good scroll down, even a good scroll down in the 12-mans, is Colby Parkinson for me. 5 targets. Yeah. He was on the field like 100% of dropbacks.
He's just not doing much.
Disagree.
Kittle or McBride last round, just swap. Yeah, that's what I would do for the 6-man.
I mean, do you
Or
think
Njoku.
this early in the week they're actually going to fall that far, though?
In the 6-man's, yeah, their ADP is in the 30s.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in 12-man's, probably not. Maybe Kittle, because I think people think he's less likely to play. But yeah, I do like to play the swap game.
Yeah, no, it's a smart idea if they fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
My guy Aaron Jones, nice. I like that JMC. Aaron Jones, a guy that I love going second round.
Yeah,
I love Aaron Jones too.
I thought you hate. No, you hate him.
No, I love Aaron Jones. He's just more fragile than tissue paper. You just never know when he's gonna get hit the wrong way, and he's out.
That's every single running back in the league.
No, he has way more injury history. He's also been playing for the last decade, so
yeah,
it is a revenge game. I love that pick.
Revenge game, yes.
That they're gonna feed him. If Darnold isn't fully healthy with the knee, I could see them giving him like 20 carries.
Yeah. So early in the week,
Garrett Wilson in the second round. Sorry.
Early in the week, I always like to see who Dave is picking at the 4 spot, just because he works for ETR and like he sees like their initial projections before they're public. Obviously, they're not final and like they change a lot as the week goes on. But him picking Goddard at 21 is kind of surprising. I didn't think he would project well, but I guess he might be projecting well. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's just right. If they're not going to have Devontae, probably not going to have AJ Brown again.
Yeah,
they're going to have Covey as their wide receiver 1.
Well, he's hurt too.
Is he?
He left with a shoulder injury.
Fire up Jahan Dotson, baby.
I mean, he was still on the field by himself running cardio, so
Jahan Dotson, not a talented player, so we will not draft him, but he is an interesting scroll down.
No, he's not. No.
Oh,
he's never shown it. He's never shown it. Like, at least Jawan Jennings kind of showed he had some talent last year.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. Covey on IR? Is that true?
I was just about to say I did not see that, but that would be interesting if true.
On IR. That's
I actually kind of liked him. He looks like a good football player. He reminds me of like a Braxton Berrios kind of player. Not bad. Ghost confirms. Yeah. All right, so we're coming up on the clock.
This is one we're going to be when we do the 6-mans. Jaden Daniels, every single time he's going to project way higher than his ADP.
I think that Washington Arizona game.
I love that game.
Is going to be a good game to just stack everybody that you can.
I want that game.
I might try to hop in a bunch of drafts tomorrow and just try and get as much Daniels as I can because he is going to rise a lot.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that I called out of my 4 quarterbacks that I like this week.
Nick goes with McBride, stacked with Kyler. I don't hate that here. I think that's
Makes
fine.
Sense. It's a good spot for it.
Kamara to lead things off. Yeah, it's a good start.
Jaden's ADP was 34.5 yesterday. It was beautiful. That is crazy.
Now why would that be? After, if anything, it should have gone up after yesterday's game. And
it did go up after yesterday.
Oh,
but that was before yesterday's game.
So
we're on the clock here. We have Rice and Bowers.
Wow, Juwan Jennings so high. No way.
No. To me, this is pretty easy. London.
Are we sure we don't like Deontay again?
We don't have a running back.
I like Deontay.
We don't have a running back.
I like Deontay.
Are we okay?
I could see that game being a shootout.
Yeah,
I would go Deontay, which is ugly. It's not sexy, but the man scores points.
And Deontay Johnson is good. Like, let's not forget, folks. He was a good player in Pittsburgh. I mean, he had kind of like the corpse of Big Ben. His first initial couple of years in the league. But I mean, when he has a solid quarterback play, he's good. Like, he produces. Like, Deontay Johnson's a good player. Like, it's not like you're taking somebody who's, a scrub.
And very sexy in my opinion. Yeah.
In the theme of just picking good players, Deontay Johnson fits that criteria for sure.
Yep. CMC ADP 15 resurrection won't last long. Yeah, I have to think that one through because I think he probably comes back for like the best ball playoffs, but I just don't know how much that opportunity cost is going to hurt your advance rate. I need to think that through a little bit. I don't know yet.
You got to get there. You can't have a guy like going in the 15th spot that you don't expect to play for the next 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So between this pick and our next pick, I want to pull up our best ball teams that we drafted on stream just to like kind of talk through it. Andy Dalton might be unironically the best quarterback Deontay has played with. Yeah, that actually might be true.
Not unironic. I mean, who's he played with? He's played with Kenny Pickett. Played with
40-year-old Big Ben.
Right. Immobile Big Ben. That's true.
What do you guys want to do here? My lean is probably running back.
I feel like we have to at this point, no?
You said you like Chuba.
What do we think about
I like Zach Moss.
Joe Mixon with the Q tag, but he's playing against Jacksonville, who just got run over last night.
I just think he's not super likely to play.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him this early, just because if he doesn't play, you're basically wasting a team.
Yeah, ETN goes.
That's fair.
Personally, for me, it would be Chuba or Zach Moss. Do you guys have a preference there, or anyone else? Brian Robinson is fine too. I think Arizona's defense is better than people think.
I would probably go Chuba.
We already have Deontay. We can do like
we already have a Panther receiver.
Let's just do the
okay,
onslaught.
fine.
Let's do the onslaught. No, let's do it. We talked about it. Let's do it.
Chuba again, good player. I like it. That's the deciding factor.
Last week was the week to do Carolina stack, and now this week they're going to score 3 points.
I mean,
Right.
the thing is their ADP hasn't moved at all, so that's like makes it still okay. Eckler concussion BR going to get more work probably. I don't know if that's true. Who's their other guy? Who's the other guy that came in?
Number 26. I can't remember his name.
Some scrub.
But they don't like Robinson on passing downs.
Yeah, Jeremy McNichols. He pretty much was 1-to-1 playing all of Eckler's snaps. So like,
yep.
I think Brian Robinson's good. I think he'll still play a lot. He'll still be a good pick, but I don't think he's like a have to pick because Eckler's out.
He's not somebody like Jordan Mason who's going to just take over the McCaffrey role and play a 3-down. He's just not that guy.
Yeah, so let me share the other tab here.
Oh, Devontae Adams.
This is we drafted this team. This is our second Best Ball Mania draft ever. Like all 3 of us together. This team's actually pretty good.
It's not bad.
Jaden Daniels looks really. Our quarterback room is very solid here. Like
yeah.
That. Can't wait for Brooks to come back. That's going to help us a lot, especially. Not sure if Kamara's going to be. What'd you say?
We need Ford to get going.
Yeah, we do need Ford to get
going. Put a lot of faith in him.
Ford's going to have a good week this week. I really like him.
We were talking about this earlier, but McLaughlin getting some goal line carries, which is good.
Encouraging.
And Tyrone Tracy, 1 injury away. If Singletary gets hurt, he's going to be a smash. So I really think the running backs look bad now, but it could look a lot better in a couple weeks.
We drafted this team after our first draft. For those that weren't here when we were doing BBM5, after our first draft, we really tried to take the mindset of don't draft for players today in week 1, draft for players that would be valuable in week 17. So that the running back room looks ugly, but it's we're in second place right now. We're qualifying if it ended today, and who knows what's going to happen with the season going on.
Yep. So we have Terry McLaurin stacked with Jaden Daniels, Olave with Carr. Amon-Ra looks good. Mooney looks like a really good pick.
Yeah, Mooney was a good pick.
Calvin Ridley, Jalen McMillan, and Cooper Kupp, and then Jermaine Burton.
Yeah, McMillan, I mean, I don't know. I still like McMillan. I don't know. I feel like he could come on a little bit later in the year. I mean, it's early. It's week 3. Burton, I don't know. I don't think he's seeing the field too much. Wish we had Yoshi there, but,
Yeah. I mean, the thing with McMillan is he's on the field a lot, and, like, the offense is going to be good. And as we know every year, as the year goes on, rookies get better and better, get a bigger and bigger role. So I think he'll be okay. And then our tight end room, Dust. We need George Kittle back as soon as possible.
Yes, we do.
Theo is doing nothing. I don't even know. How many points does he have? Yeah, he has 2 points all year. So
yeah. And yet you wanted to draft him in our 6-man for some reason.
His role is elite. He's playing every snap.
Sucks.
He's running every route.
Doesn't matter. He's not catching anything. All right, go back to the draft. I'm getting annoyed again.
So let's see. Dave goes with Najee. Nick goes with.
No, you said that. You said that, Brian. You like Najee this week.
I do like Najee.
I don't like him any week, but we'll see.
Najee's going to move up so much. Warren's not going to play, and they have an amazing matchup this week.
But when we talk about good football players, like, do we think Najee is like that good?
Najee is a solid running back who's going to get you 4 points four yards per carry, and I could see him scoring 2 touchdowns this week.
Is he even averaging 4 yards right now per carry?
He definitely is. He's been better this year than you think.
He just hasn't scored touchdowns. He's getting 18 carries for 80 yards. That's his stat line.
Yeah, agreed, Kevin. Najee is dust. I'm so glad I flipped him to you, Eric, in Dynasty a few weeks ago.
Here's the thing, though. With the running back position specifically, it's all about opportunity. Last week, you guys didn't like Charbonnet before the projections came out, when it was known that Walker was likely not to play, and there was no one else that, like, who are you worried about taking 20 opportunities from the guy?
But I trust Seattle's offense. Seattle can move the ball down the field. Pittsburgh just doesn't move the ball. Yeah, they're 3-0, and that's great, and they're probably going to – no, I know, but, if you win games 10-7, it doesn't help my lineup.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
They
Helps
we're
to
on
make the playoffs, which is, good for them. That's probably more important. But
So we're on deck here. Only one person has a quarterback in between us. To me, it's up to you guys. Like, because if we don't get Dalton, this team is dead. But I
Yeah.
do kind of like Mixon here.
Even
and
with
then
the Q
taking
tag,
Dalton
I don't expect
back.
him to play.
Yeah, we get a swap though, and then we get more information later in the week. I think that's fine.
Okay. Can we see who else is there? Can we scroll down a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with Mixon.
Want to take Dalton though, or Mixon?
I'm good with either.
Let's do Dalton. I don't want to get locked out here and have a dead team. And did you call it Ramondre?
What's that?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, Anthony called Ramondre, and I actually like that. But I am surprised to see that Rachaad White is so low.
Well,
he's
I really like Jerome Ford. We should take Ford.
You want Rachaad White when he's about to get usurped by Bucky Irving?
I do like Bucky, but Rachaad White is valuable in the pass catching role.
What do you guys think? Rome over Higgins? Because here he has Burrow. Juice McGacker. I don't know if you guys saw this. He said, Gumby, you're generally going Higgins where I went Adunze. Yeah, he went Burrow and then Adunze instead of Higgins. What do you guys think?
I guess it just depends on how you want. Brian, you probably, if you like Adunze better, if you think he's going to score more points.
What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to play the Q tag game and get Mixon, or do you just want to take someone who you think is good?
We can play the Q tag game. Hopefully, if Mixon doesn't play, I want Ford. I really think Ford's going to do well this week.
No Cam Akers.
Cam Akers scored a touchdown last week.
Yeah,
not 9 for 21. 9 for 21.
Oh yeah, so he has Chase ready. I didn't see that. He has Chase ready. I would probably go 50-50 on my teams where I had like a double stack with Burrow, Higgins, and Chase. But yeah, I think it's fine to not do that all the time.
They're going to come out and throw the ball. I mean, they have to start winning games. They're 0-3. I mean, my goodness, the Panthers have a better record than the Bengals.
And they just want to throw the ball all day.
They do. I mean, Burrow at 3, what do you have, like 330 and 3? I mean, if Higgins Higgins didn't look terrible yesterday. So
I like Gesicki. I like that pick, JMC.
Right? So Dave goes with let me share this tab instead. Dave goes with Michael Wilson, who's going to project better than people think. I think that's a really good pick. Just because
without McBride, that's a great pick.
Exactly. Yes. So
plus, I think
I like the Gesicki pick for JMC. Gesicki's a good. If you're punting the tight end, that's who I'd probably go with.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys want to do a 6-man?
Yeah, we'll do a 6-man. I think Michael Wilson was 6 for 86 last week or 8 for 68. Something like he's like almost like that Wandale role, but it's just weird because he's like a 6'3" kind of slower player, and Wandale's like a jukey Zay Flowers type player. So it's interesting to see them used that way.
I agree with Meatwad. Rachaad White's the opposite of a good football player. Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, he's dust.
I have this conflict because with Garrett Wilson, good football player, doesn't score. Rachaad White, inefficient, gets a ton of targets, gets a ton of opportunity, and actually scores points.
Yeah, he was, but it's coming to an end.
His usage was the same as last week.
No, it's flipping for Bucky.
This is the final act of the Rachaad White play in Tampa.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
We'll see.
I think if they get a good game script where he's like they're trailing, he'll play a lot. But yeah, I'm trying to find.
You wouldn't want to get Rachaad White from his passing downs. From the running downs. You want him in the passing game.
This is halftime. Hold on, my bad.
Very helpful stat.
I mean, it still is helpful.
So we have the 103. I think we have to go. I really like Chase this week.
So you would go Chase after saying that he sucked last week. Who cares about his 1,900 yards as a rookie?
1,700.
You want Chase over Jefferson?
I think so.
What do you think, Anthony? Unless you have a strong take, Anthony.
That's fine. I mean, I like Chase. I've obviously said it more than a few times.
Jefferson is one of those guys that I think will be very consistent, get you 17 to 20, but he won't have that 20.
All right, let's not go on that route because that's
true. I mean, with Sam Darnold right now, it just seems like the way they play Jalen Naylor has 3 touchdowns this year.
Oh, you're saying with Darnold, it's going to be more so that way? Oh, okay.
So Darnold kind of disperses the ball. I think they like to run the ball a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if Jefferson gets like 18 points, but Chase's ceiling to me is higher, which is why I would want him there.
I get that. I think they're both fine. I also think this is gonna sound crazy. I think Kamara was in play to be picked there, so this guy's kind of, if he takes him at 6 or 7, that's a great value. Rashad White's averaging 7.4 points this season. I don't know if he scores either. Yeah, Addison could be back.
That's true.
Yeah.
What was his injury?
Ankle?
Yeah, low ankle or high ankle?
Don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a low ankle, I'd say he's probably more likely to play. High
So
ankle,
now
I'd say
Brian
probably
loves
not.
Jamar Chase a week later. Oh, how the
No, no.
turntables.
Oh my God, this Kamara fall. I want this so bad.
Who are the Saints playing? I don't have him on my. Oh, no, I do. Atlanta. Yeah, that's a good pick. Did he go?
Shocked this guy's going to get a great combo.
Marvin Rasheed is kind of a nice little start, though. That's kind of gross.
Yeah.
In a good way.
So do you guys, like, we've seen 3 weeks now. We talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he gets Kamara. Do you guys think we should be playing these slates any differently? Because let's make our pick first. Nico, Kyron, Taylor, Godwin, Connor, Hurts. Any preference here?
Nico and Connor are the two guys that I like.
I do not like Connor, so I'm vetoing that.
I
Okay.
would go Nico.
Nico. Okay.
What don't you like about Connor against Washington?
I just think it's too early.
Yeah, it's kind of a reach. We can probably get him on the way back if we want him. I just don't think projections are going to like him. I think
You could probably get Connor at 3.3 if you really want him, Brian.
I think these guys will both project better. To be
I
honest.
love me some Aaron Jones this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would here. I'm a little conflicted on Taylor because I love Taylor. I got
Can't
him
play
in a
him
couple
against
dynasties,
Pittsburgh.
but yeah, exactly. It's against Pittsburgh, so I'm probably
Also-
unless he just absolutely falls in my
Yeah.
lap.
I was going to say
yeah.
I might have 0 if he doesn't, unless he falls a lot.
We can't take Anthony Richardson anymore. That man just cannot play football. He's done.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
You
Yeah,
do?
I'm out there too.
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah,
Can't throw
Connor
the
was-
ball.
Oh, we get sniped on Connor. All right,
sniped. Yeah,
Sandman.
Crutches goes Bowers 14. I like.
All right, Jalen Hurts.
I would not pick Jalen Hurts. I'll try to get Washington quarterback. What's his name? Jaden Daniels on the way back.
Okay.
Again, I'm fading Taylor.
Yeah. So what else do we have?
You guys want Goddard? I don't hate Goddard or Aaron Jones. Want to reach
I'm
there?
cool with Aaron Jones. It might be a little bit of a reach, right? But
That's fine. Let's ride.
I like him.
Oh, everyone else already took. Oh no, never mind. I thought I was looking at the board wrong. I was trying to see who took which position. Aaron Jones is fine. We're not going to get Goddard back though, because the guy that just took Hurts is going to get him.
Heard that last week in Chicago. Who played Chicago? Last week?
Taylor fell in the end zone twice, but he wasn't efficient.
He should have had 3 touchdowns.
Oh no, I think
He should have 3 touchdowns. He was a good player
Pittsburgh
last
scares me a lot more for running backs than Chicago right now.
Tuna wanted us to take Evans there. I'm still
Evans
not
looks a little
convinced.
scary.
I'm not convinced on the 3 wide receiver build. Also, you guys were on point with the Surtain ball knowers
Thank you.
about Evans.
I would like some credit for that. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you have? Like 2 catches, if that?
Yeah, he didn't do so good.
Jen Daniels is 100% the quarterback we're taking.
Yeah. So the thing is,
I
Crutches
just
knows
hope we
what
don't get
he's doing.
sniped.
Crutches knows what he's doing. So if we try to push Jaden Daniels after here, Crutches is 100% going to take him. So
Oh no, he's the next pick for sure.
yeah. Taylor goes at 18. Yeah, I'd be more likely to take him at 18.
Me too. It's good value.
I don't know about good value yet. He probably should be like in the 20s ADP. So many people were scared of Taylor versus Chicago. I'm tempted to fade the FUD when he regularly falls to 30. Yeah, if he falls to 30, that's fine.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I'm
mean-
taking him. Yeah.
Yeah, if you that's like getting Kyron in the last round last week against the Niners. But Taylor going here in this round, in this draft, for example, at 18, I think there's better picks to be made there.
Yeah, going back to our theme of projections and like predicting closing line value, Taylor's going to fall. His ADP is going to fall a lot. Crutches does a lot of auto. Yeah, I think in the main BRs, he tends to just multi-table and not auto. He does a lot of hand building. But like for the Primetime Paloozas, he'll do auto, but like queue up a lot of players and stuff. But yeah, he has like a good mixed process. So Jaden Daniels for sure here.
Yeah, for 100% the pick. Garrett, I'm so proud of everyone here, by the way. We're in the 4th round and Garrett Wilson is still there. That is awesome.
We'll take him on the way back.
No.
It's just so hard because like he's clearly going to be like the focal point of trying to like cover on like the receivers. Lazard is just not good. Mike Williams is not looking too good. Conklin is like
Lazard has more
average
points than Wilson this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he'll. I just don't think his ceiling of like 150 and 2 is ever going to be there with this offense. They're so content to just pound the ball with Brees and
even Braylon Allen. I mean, God, he looks like a great player.
I think Crutches takes Ayuk. That's a really good pick. I think he's going to rise a lot.
I think with our last pick here, we should probably just take McBride and then
we have 2 picks.
Oh shit!
Do we want to do Kelsey? Are we done on him?
No, we can't do Kelsey.
Do we like Olave?
Not against Atlanta.
Jacobs?
No.
I like Jacobs.
I like Chuba. I like Najee, and I like Moss.
Oof. Najee.
Dude, you can't talk about Chuba.
Took Chuba for you.
Oh no, I was talking about Najee.
Oh, okay.
Chuba scored last week.
Chuba was great last week, and Anthony almost had a little aneurysm when Eric said that he liked him.
What are you right now?
You like that?
This is the main BR.
Yeah, we'll do more Tuna. Don't worry. We'll announce it when we're about to join, so you can draft with us.
So we kind of have our choice at tight end here. Do we want to play the Q-tag game? McBride, Kittle, any preference?
I think McBride is probably more likely to play.
Yeah, I would probably handicap it as like McBride 40% to play and Kittle probably 20.
I like Gesicki. Is it weird? It's nasty.
He looks good.
He does.
He does. I don't know where he came back from, but
don't they have that other guy though, Eric All?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like he's
Eric All.
Mirage.
Yeah. He's on. Wait, Eric All is on Carolina, is he not?
Cincinnati.
Or Cincinnati, I mean.
Yeah, so it's Gesicki.
I didn't say. We said Conklin. Wait, did I say Gesicki? I meant Conklin. I'm sorry.
Gesicki. Oh, you said just Gesicki.
Oh, sorry. I like Conklin, but that's not new.
All right,
I'm sad now because I did like Gesicki.
All right, hold on. Tuna.
3, 2, 1.
And as we're waiting for the stream to load, if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Really helps out the channel grow. Thank you to all those, everyone who knows who you are, Meatwad, Bonesaws, everyone that's been in here from the beginning. It really helps out the channel. So thank you all for the support and on the road to 100 subscribers. So thank you all for helping us get there.
Yeah, it's like we always say, it's always more fun when people are making fun of us in the chat. So yeah, appreciate the
continue to.
Let's see, only a couple badges in this room.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Could be a soft lineup.
Tuna, did you get in this one?
So also I don't know how many people were in here when I said it before, but I added correlation to the Sims, so it'll be like better to see like which stacks are more optimal in the coming weeks. That's going to be in every week from now on, and I'll keep doing like tweets of like the most important takeaways. But if you want to see the full lineups, you can sign up at the link in the description.
Promo code launch, first 2 weeks free.
Back to having the 1.01.
Yeah, what do we want to do here?
Barkley's the pick.
Oh, thank you. We're finally liking Barkley, huh?
Yeah, I was wrong on him this year. I'll admit it.
Yeah, we need for my best ball bags, we need him to get hurt. Otherwise, I am dead. Yeah, I was out on him for 2 reasons. One, the tush push, but more importantly, I just thought he wasn't that good anymore. Holy shit, was I wrong? I don't know ball at all. What was I thinking?
Well, the problem,
I told you with the tush push, I said they didn't have a running back like Barkley. They had Miles Sanders. They had Kenny Gainwell. It wasn't the same thing.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift couldn't run over anyone. Yeah, you were very right on that.
That was probably the player you were most right on. That Eric and I were totally off on. But you live and you learn.
He was right on Kamara too. Anthony really liked Kamara.
He did.
I think in every stream you were like, Kamara's going next to this guy. Like, take Kamara.
It was unbelievable.
The good football player.
There he goes right now, 6th.
It was unbelievable.
Swift is so bad. Yeah, Tuna, I totally agree. I mean, he's last year's Miles Sanders. Signs a big contract. I think he was the first running back to get signed in the offseason, funny enough. So the Bears had their pick.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, I saw a tweet. I don't know if you saw it, but someone put out a tweet of all of DeAndre Swift's carries this year. I think it was like 32 carries. And the yards that he got on each of those carries, and I think like 20 of them were like either 2, 1, 0, or in the negatives. Like,
that's crazy.
He was insane. And he has one over 7 yards. One.
So we're on the clock here. What do you guys think?
I didn't really think about Mason, but he seems like a good value here.
Start off with 2 running backs.
Come out.
What was that, Eric?
Oh, we get back to back.
He's going to rise when projections come out.
Yeah. All right. Let's see some wide receivers here.
We can do Godwin for like the game correlation with Barkley.
I think I like Evans more this week.
Anthony, what do you think?
I like both those guys. I mean,
the thing with Evans is like Philly's so bad at covering the deep ball. Evans is a go route king. So I would like if Evans catches 2 touchdowns, he's going to be the one that you want.
Evans is just the thing with Evans. I mean, you can take him; it's fine. He's just. I mean, you look at right there. He's got how many targets this year? 15, I think total. 6 and 3. So he's just you with him, like you're kind of just relying on like the Bucks to get inside the 5, like Baker to just throw something to him, kind of lob it up there. Whereas Godwin's probably, I'm guessing, like doubling him in targets right now. If I had to guess,
probably.
Do you think AJ Brown plays this week? Probably not. Hamstring is typically a multi-week thing. I would say probably less than 30% he plays. Obviously,
I would go lower than that
because they have nothing. I think it's higher in my brain just because they have like literally nothing except hoping he plays. But yeah, not likely. DeAndre Swift is a future Montreal Alouette. True. Squeaky wheel narrative. I think I saw somewhere Todd Bowles said they need to get him more involved.
I think they might need a new set of wheels. That's the problem.
Damn! All of a sudden, you were the one that was saying Mike Evans was a better player than Hopkins. Now you're out on him after 3 weeks.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Wait, you were talking about Evans? Sorry, I got confused.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, he was talking about Evans. Sorry, I was Todd Bowles. Yeah, sorry. I was still, for some reason I still had DeAndre Swift on the brain. And that guy.
Yeah, he does need new wheels.
Todd Bowles wants to get DeAndre Swift involved.
Yeah.
So
but no, I do like Evans.
Yeah, Godwin goes there. That's fine. Bye week for AJ Brown. They're not gonna. He's out this week.
Yeah.
Without, it's not official, but it's basically official. Jaden Daniels here. I love him.
Yeah, like I said earlier, to me, I'm trying to get Jaden Daniels every single time in these drafts before he rises.
Totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, CJ Stroud is going ahead of him. What are we doing?
CJ Stroud is another one of the. I'm going to come out. I have an all bust team in 2024. Players that still go highly draft. The Garrett Wilsons of every position. I have a team made. I will reveal it later on in the stream.
Yeah, so we have one staunch disagreement so far. Not that it was a bad pick on your part. I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
But I just think there's better.
We're on the clock here.
I like Diggs.
We don't have a running. Oh no, sorry, we don't have a. What do we got? Tight end and quarterback yet, but we can get
Olave.
You do?
I do.
Okay. I mean, we got 2 picks. Do you want to just continue to punt?
Or Ayuk. I think Ayuk is probably a better pick. I think he's going to rise more when projections come out.
Okay.
And then we could also do we could do the Purdy because we have Mason and Ayuk.
We're on the clock right now, so
probably push Purdy.
Yeah, we can push Purdy. No one's going to draft him.
I think somebody will draft him, but I think we can still get him.
Do we want to pick a tight end or just pick Purdy? I guess it's Kyle Pitts or wait till the end.
I would rather go Komet.
We'll go Purdy and then Komet at the end. CJ and Mahomes are definitely the Garrett Wilson of QBs.
Thank you, Meatwad. It's like you read my mind.
How Mahomes is not scoring any points. It's going very under the radar.
Pat Mahomes has not scored 20 points since week 3 of last year. It's unbelievable.
Jefferson or Chase. We talked about this earlier. For me, I'm probably Jefferson. I think he's better at football, but it's like 51-49 to me. It doesn't really matter what you do.
The way I would look at it, Tuna, is I think Jefferson has a higher floor. I think he'll get at least 17 points. I think his ceiling is capped right now a bit. I can't see him scoring more than 22 points in a given week. We saw Chase just score 2 touchdowns yesterday, and I like Chase's matchup a lot more. They're 0-3. Burrow wants to throw the ball. I would rather bet on Burrow than Darnold, so I think
Yeah.
this is a Chase pick for me.
That to
this
me
week.
might be the bet of the week, where like Carolina coming off a huge emotional win blows the doors off Vegas. I don't know what the early spread is in that game right now. I don't even know if it's in Carolina or at Cincinnati, but I think that's a blowout
It's
city right there.
At Cincinnati, and the Bengals are -4.5. Over under is
4.5.
over under is 48.5.
Oh, I'm smashing.
Wait, what's the line?
4.5.
Oh
Cincy
man,
-4.5. Over under in that
Maybe
game.
I'm a square for doing that, but
over under is actually the second highest of the week. If I'm
wow, 4.5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, second highest behind Arizona and Washington.
Although it is a revenge game for Andy Dalton. We didn't talk about that. we did not talk about that.
Komet's gone.
Oh, that's sad.
We can play the Q tag game again.
Yeah, we can do that.
Or if you guys have, like I said, if you guys have a take, that's fine too. It doesn't really matter too much.
You always say that, and then when I say Conklin, you're like, all right, we'll go the Q tag. Conklin's involved. Talk about usage with Theo Johnson. Tyler Conklin actually has scored more than 1.2 points in a game.
You like him more than Gesicki?
I do.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't really like Gesicki. I just think his role is going to go down and down as the season goes on.
I think Eric All, they like him. They're going to continue to get him more involved. I think Gesicki's kind of going to go down as Eric All goes up.
Yep. Another pretty good lobby here. Just the only guy that knows what he's doing is DMC. So pretty good.
Exciting. Who do you guys like at the 102, assuming Barkley goes 101?
Breece Hall.
Really?
I do.
I think he'll probably rise, or not rise. He'll probably fall with when projections come out.
He will absolutely fall.
You think so? Why? What's your reason for that?
They're going to give 15% of his workload to Braylon Allen.
Yeah, I think Kamara and Bijan are both going to have way more projectable volume than Breece.
For sure.
I'd be fine with going Jefferson.
I guess we could.
We didn't take Jefferson yet, did we? Or did we? I know we took
No,
Chase.
I don't think we have.
Chase,
Yeah, that's fine then.
So we'll do a Jefferson team.
All right.
I did not know he hurt his hand, though. Jammed finger. He'll be fine.
Oh, we may have to go Chase.
How sad.
No, that pains you, Brian.
I like the players that score points. If Jamar Chase is going to score points, I'm good with it.
Yeah, probably because he's a top 5 receiver in the league.
Would you rather have him in best ball? Would you rather have Jamar Chase or Rashee Rice best ball if you could redo it?
Chase.
Probably still Chase. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to make a bet the rest of the season? Who has more points?
I'll make a bet. Yeah, I'll do a bet. What do you guys think? That's an interesting one. Chase, who's a sexier player, or the slant route king in Mr. Rashee Rice, who actually scores points?
Tarek goes Chase.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. We'll see. I could be wrong. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I do love me some Rashee Rice, though.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be any disrespect because he is awesome.
No disrespect intended.
No disrespect. I'm like you say, he's a slant king, the drag king. Drag king. That's funny. I don't even. But he's running a lot. Diverse route tree, whatever. You get what I'm saying.
That was awesome.
Nico. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Nico is
he's otherworldly.
Better than I thought he would. I thought he would be more split. I thought Tank Dell would be better. I mean, Tank Dell still has a good role, but just not as good as I thought he would be.
Not the guy.
He's a small player.
Yeah.
It's tough to have a 5'10.5" guy as your alpha,
Oh my God.
Ooh.
How did that happen?
I don't like that pick.
Oh, no. Stop it. Go home.
Bijan is on my all bust team.
Yeah, that's the one we disagree on.
That is such a bad take.
He's averaging 15. That's not bad.
He's going to get 14 points. He's not going to win you the week.
Will Worthy have any optimal week rest of season since I refuse to draft Kelsey?
Yeah, he'll have 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think he'll still. That's just the way Mahomes is, where he'll just have someone get 3 touchdowns 1 week, and you just need that guy.
You have to also remember that rookie wide receivers take time to develop. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a bigger role once they have their bye week midway through the season.
So we are on the clock here.
Can we hide the chat just so I can see the team?
Sorry.
I think if we're going quarterback, I would go Kyler. I'm not saying we're going there, but
Yeah, but we could
that
get.
would be my direction.
But I would go. Yeah, probably Brock, but that hurts.
He's going to be tight end 1 when projections come out.
What about Taylor? I mean, I know we don't like him.
I'm going to have a full fade on Taylor.
Okay. I mean, just based on usage alone. Okay.
This is the part where I always have trouble with drafts because, like, to me, my sheet is going to say to always take Brock Bowers there because, like, Hurts and Kyler are going to project about the same as Jaden Daniels, who's going later. It's not going to like Taylor. And then, like I said, Bowers is going to be tight end 1. So it's going to say to pick Brock Bowers from, like, pick 13 to, like, 20, which, like, I don't want to have, like, 70% Bowers, so it's hard. So I will take some of these guys, but I just don't think it's the right thing to do. Does that make sense? That's kind of where I was at last week with, like, pick, like, 7 to, like, 12. And, like,
just
had a lot of Nico.
Yeah, JMC said it was a dog bowl question more than BR.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't take Worthy just because right now he's only getting a couple touches, if that, per game. It's hard to be optimal when you only get 3 or 4 touches per game, even if you score on half of them.
And the thing with Worthy, and again, it's a little bit similar to what I said a minute ago with Tank Dell, is that he's just more like Worthy. You know, he's a speed demon. He's, you know, kind of like a one-trick pony. Like, you know, he's a small, like 5'9", 5'10", like $170. You know, I don't know. I mean, I guess in the Chiefs' offense, that's probably the optimal place for him to be. But I just don't know if Worthy's a guy that I was skeptical of him coming into the season. He had a great week 1, made me, you know, look like shit week 1. But the past 2 weeks, you know, you kind of see a little bit more of what I thought would be the case with him.
Yeah, it could be a situation where, like, Rice is just so good that it's like a Tyreek Hill situation when he was on the Chiefs and he just gets everything.
So we're on the clock in 1 pick. I have a couple players in mind. I want to see what you guys think. Who stands out here to you?
Well, Daniels.
Yeah.
Daniels is the one. Okay, so we'll take him. And now,
well, you said you like Olave, or where was that? Eric.
I don't like Olave this week.
Oh no, Eric said that. Sorry.
So I think people who are going to rise. I think Ayuk is going to rise. I think Olave is going to rise. Jacobs too.
Interesting. You didn't start the 2 players that I would have liked to draft.
I know you like Diggs.
I like Diggs. I like DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore is one of those sneaky guys that I think could have a.
Could you wait on him though?
We can probably wait on him.
Can you?
If we wanted to, I would
so.
Like I always recommend in these 2 running backs, just more projectable. Do you guys have a lean at running back, or do you just want to take someone else, take a wide receiver, and deal with it later?
I would not go ETN. His role is worrying me a little bit. Mixon, Q-Tag, Zach Moss, Carolina against Carolina.
You like Ayuk?
I mean, my heart wants me to go Jacobs. I just think he's the best one, but
yeah, I just like Ayuk here. I think he's going to rise a lot. What percent will Jawan Jennings get drafted in the 6-mans? What's his ADP?
I would imagine
pretty low.
I would imagine like half.
So probably no, it's gonna be less than that. 33.2. I'm trying to remember. I think that's about 20% drafted typically. And I think he'll probably drop when projections come out. So probably less. I'll probably say like 10% drafted.
It just seems like New England is a team that just won't allow someone else on the other team to score more than 20 points. So I would stay away.
Well, he just did it to the Jets.
I know. We'll see.
You guys like Stevenson? I like Stevenson this week.
In a 6-man format?
Yeah.
That's something I'm excited to draft.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to project that much differently than the guys like in this
above
tier
him. Yeah,
like I think it might be like maybe like a point, which is kind of almost nothing.
It's just hard.
I feel like we have to. I see the matchup against like San Francisco on the road. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, San Francisco's defense, like he's going to do nothing. But San Francisco's defense is not that great.
Yeah,
like it's not what you think of in your head.
Eric, you called that last week. You said they're a bit you with Kyron. You said San Francisco's defense a little bit overrated. You never know.
I just drafted Mason Ayuk Stevens game stack. Yeah, I like that. We kind of talked about this earlier, where like the way the NFL is now, like getting those game stacks is probably better than it was a couple of years ago when not that many teams are going off, and you kind of just need the one game that does.
it's tough to want to stack a game that has the third lowest over under on the week, but if it hits, not many people will have it.
Yeah, true. So it's coming back to us here. Jacobs is still there.
Can we see other running backs? Are we set on taking running back?
Unless you guys have a strong take.
I don't mind.
I don't know. I don't like Jacobs this week at all. I don't think the projections will like him against Minnesota.
I disagree.
Really?
He's just getting so much volume. I don't see how he doesn't project well. It's the same kind of thing as Kyron last week.
Yeah, but he's so much worse than Kyron.
Oh, I wouldn't
I
say
don't
that.
think so. Yeah, I don't think that's true.
Really? Oh, okay. I think Kyron's like a top 6 back.
Oh no, I don't agree with that.
No, I would not. I would not.
All right, you can take Jacobs. I like DJ Moore is my player of the week this week.
I hope you're right. I need him badly for redraft.
Yeah. If I had to give everyone, I'll give everyone one player at the end of the stream of who I think at each position is going to just go off. I'm not going to pick people like Saquon and Josh Allen.
Let's do you guys down for one more primetime and then one more main BR.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And as we're waiting for this draft to fill, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. On the road to 100 subscribers. Thank you all for those who have subscribed and for those that have tuned into our drafts over the last couple weeks, especially. You guys know who you are. So thank you very much. We love drafting with you guys and happy to continue to do the streams with you.
Yep, we need one to fill this Primetime Palooza.
I like the drafts that we did today. I think a lot of them came out pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're getting ahead of projections, which is the most important thing at this time in the week. And then obviously as the week goes on, we'll talk about like what we want to do projection wise.
Ooh,
So
104. First time.
Nick again in here.
Oh, Nick. Hey, Nick.
Yeah, 104.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I was going to say it's hard because we don't get one of the elite quarterbacks. What's your underdog name on mobile? I can't see it. Mine is G4 Gumby.
All one word.
Yeah, I was looking at a little bit of stuff on that BBM database again this week. Pull this up real quick while we wait. So I had a team in top 500 last week. Now it's 1,000. Still pretty good though. 439 points. I'll take that. My advance rate went up 16.7%, which is Tuna is I'm J Kid for MVP 05. So I'm advancing 16.7%, which is exactly at expectation because like
1 out of 12.
2 out of 12.
2 out of 12. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm like right at expectation, which is pretty good.
Nice. I did 5 of those, not the BBM 5, but the other, like the smaller one. And I have 4 teams that are first and 1 team that is second. And they're all weird builds and they all work out well.
So his username is JKid for MVP 2005. I'm curious what Jason Kidd's stats were in 2005. So
let the league in free throws.
Got Chase Harrison at 6'7". Nice.
Ooh, that's a sexy build. All right, we're on the clock.
Ooh, we got a Zay Flowers fall. That's nice.
Is it?
Yes, we want that. That's a teardrop. And then do we want to do some game correlation with Henry, or do we want to just say James Cook is better?
I would go Cook.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Henry will scare me. I don't think I'll ever open unless Henry plays.
Yeah, you're pretty low on him too.
I just get scared with him.
Yeah, like if they're behind, he's just never going to be productive at all.
Like if we're talking leverage, I would 100% rather have Justice Hill in the last round than Henry in the second.
I got Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Justice
Hill. Oh my god, did that get canceled or it's still live?
Wow.
Yeah, this is always what happens.
Saquon gets hurt. Nico 3 for 60, and Chase it's a Higgins day. I could see how that goes.
So Jason Kidd in 2005 only averaged 13 points per game. We're really fighting for his MVP there.
Wow,
that's wild. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, Tuna wants to know how Meatwad. I don't understand. I don't even know if I would have been able to pick Nico just out of good faith.
Yeah, the drafts are weird early in the week, and the drafts are even weirder when like Monday night games are going on. So like maybe it was during the games.
Maybe. Man, that's the time to do it. I found that drafting in the middle of the day when everyone that normally would be on these sites has work or other responsibilities, you just play against these random guys that know nothing.
Like you.
Exactly. I am those guys.
So we're on the clock in 2 picks.
All right, so
If I had to guess, Nick is probably
going
going to go. He has 2 Giants. Maybe he'll try to push.
We have to take, if Shakir falls to us, he's the pick for sure.
Yeah, I like Shakir. He's a riser.
Nick takes Jake Ferguson. Shakir's there.
Love Shakir.
And then what else do we want to do here?
Not Mark Andrews, I can tell you that right now.
Who's the quarterbacks left?
Danny Dimes.
That's it?
Dak
is
the Danny Dimes team. We do have Dak.
I would go Dak.
Right. Yeah,
Dak and then maybe Tolbert or something.
Please.
I don't know. We don't have to stack Dak, as we saw last week. He can somehow get 30 points without rushing for anything, and no one else is good on the team.
I mean, can I get some credit? By the way, I said, what if Tolbert scores a touchdown? He throws a touchdown to Zeke.
Oh, he did have a rushing touchdown. Okay, I know that.
He did. QB sneaked it in on the 1-inch line.
Yeah, I just think that's such a thin bet. Like, that's going to hit so less.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Meatwad said that running backs and quarterbacks went ahead of them. Kyron, Hurts, Mason, Mahomes before Chase went off Monday night. And then to answer your question, Tuna, do I think McBride is out too? I think so. NFL is pretty consistent since last year, where if a player gets a concussion, they typically miss at least 1 week, depending on the severity. So I wouldn't draft him early. If anything, I draft him in like the 5th round with the Q tag and just potentially sub him out if he falls that far.
What do you see the bump for Marvin Harrison Jr. on that? Or do you see just the bigger bump in Michael Wilson Jr. like we talked about, or Michael Wilson like we talked about earlier?
I like Michael Wilson more than it would bump for Marv.
We're on the clock here.
Oh, Isaiah Likely. We could do a little double. Oh, I guess that doesn't make sense with not having Lamar, but
we could still do that. It's 2 games late, so it's weird.
I don't hate that.
If for Likely to be optimal with our 5th pick, he just needs 7 points.
Yeah.
And then Bateman, Zeke, Slayton, Mac Hollins, Curtis Samuel.
Is Justice Hill still there?
It's a lot of Ravens.
Yeah.
He's gone. Someone said Zeke earlier. Do you guys like Zeke?
Yeah, Brian
it's
said
nasty.
that.
Hope he falls in the end zone.
That's all you're hoping for.
I mean, Giants can't stop anything on the ground, so thankfully the Browns only ran the ball 9 times or something stupid.
Well, they wanted to get sacked 8 times. Yeah, Tuna, to answer your Kittle question on when we expect him back, I think, Eric, you're the PT in the group. So what would you say? Typically a couple of weeks for a soft tissue hamstring injury?
Yeah, I think he's very likely to miss. I think I said earlier, what did I say, 20% chance to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 102. Draft starts in 40 seconds. Do you guys, I don't want to take Brees, but should we for some sort of diversification here, or do we just go with who we think is the best available, unless that's the same thing?
We can do Brees because we have no Brees, right? We have Saquon.
No, nothing.
Saquon, Jefferson, Chase. Yeah, we'll do Brees if he falls to us. And
then if Barkley somehow doesn't go number 1, we're definitely doing Barkley.
Yeah, I think Barkley's going to project as the 101.
Barkley is absolutely going to project as the 101. Tampa Bay has no defensive line.
And Barkley, I saw a stat. Barkley's getting 91% of their rushes, which is insanity. Their running back rushes.
Well, yeah, because their other running backs suck, which is what my point was of why he was going to be awesome this year.
I just didn't think he's that good.
His ass.
It's just funny to think about it in hindsight. How would we not project a guy who's a known talent against, going into probably a top 5 offensive line into the season? Although now with Lane Johnson being potentially out this week, we'll see how much that affects the O-line. There was a couple of games that he missed last year, and they looked like a totally different team without him.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I didn't think you say we knew he was a good player. I just somewhere in my stupid brain I thought he was bad. So that's my issue there.
The problem is you saw him dance around so much in the Giants because they would just get into the backfield every time he had the ball. So he would have to just dance around 2 players just to get back to the line of scrimmage to be able to actually make a play happen.
I mean, the Giants' run blocking wasn't as bad as people think last year. I just think Saquon was kind of checked out when after he got tagged.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, it's
I don't
possible.
blame him at all.
Playing for the New York Giants.
Yeah, I mean, hope that doesn't happen to Malik Neighbors. I don't think it will because I mean he's just getting the ball so fucking much.
We'll see. So Saquon, Brees, Jefferson, Chase, Rice, first 5 picks. Yeah, I was just about to say, I think that's just ADP. Maybe Kamara was supposed to go there.
So Bijan Robinson goes 6. I know, Brian, you are going to certainly have a problem with that.
He's not the player that's going to get you 25 points.
I just think Kamara going at 8 now is wild. When the projections come out, he is going to rise. I'm guaranteeing it.
They're playing Atlanta. Atlanta has a pretty good run defense.
But his role is just so elite. Doesn't matter the game script. They were pounding up the middle against the Eagles for no reason.
I know. I don't know why they didn't throw the ball at all.
He was another one. Same thing. There was nothing behind him. Everyone.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah, we should have been on that more. Anthony was on it, but we weren't.
Right.
Would you say Bijan is Garrett Wilson-y?
He's
baiting you. He's baiting you.
That's okay.
Take the bait.
I'll take the bait. Bijan is a very good player. He's not. Garrett Wilson doesn't score points. I mean, you should sell Garrett Wilson in every league you have him in because he scored 12 points. I don't know if he'll do that the rest of the season.
You guys want to go Kyron here? Start with 2 running backs.
I'm good with Kyron. We'll see what the wide receivers look like. No, I meant for our next pick.
Okay. Saint Center is injured. Don't know how much that impacts Kamara. Probably none because they shouldn't be running him behind the center anyway. So.
Yeah, he's not good at those inside zone runs. Get him outside. Give him those outside zones. Give him those check downs. That's where he's best in space.
I did watch a little bit of his highlights from last week just to see what happened, but that was the one that I just couldn't believe how many times they ran him into the center's butt.
I know. That was not a very Clint Kubiak type of game plan. Very weird.
So Godwin goes there. We're on the clock on 1 pick. We have 2 running backs, Brees and Kyron.
Who's available at the quarterback position? Can we wait on Daniels?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Go back. I know you're going to want to take Bowers here.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever you guys want to do because I'll have a lot of him anyway.
I like Bowers and Diggs.
We can wait on Diggs.
Yeah, we could probably wait.
All right. Who do you guys want to take?
I don't mind having Diggs for diversification.
Let's do Bowers again. Fuck it. Yeah, I just think his projection is going to be so if Kelsey projects well, and he shouldn't, it's going to be I'm dropping him down. He shouldn't be projected for more than 7 points.
If Kelsey's projected well, I'm going to have to start doing an audit of the ETR rankings because there's nothing that Mark Andrews, there's nothing that either of the two of them have done this whole season to make you think that they're going to project for 10 points. It just does something does not add up.
The thing is, a lot of their projections, I'm pretty sure, are based on historicals where it's he gets historically he gets 30% targets per each drop back, which is usually pretty sticky, but I just don't.
Not this year, it's not.
Yeah,
not when Andrews runs 4 freaking rounds.
Yeah.
What do you do? 30%, my ass. Who cares?
One of those things that if the any NBA bros are in here, it's the same thing as Mikal Bridges. We kind of talked about this last week where his role changed and the projections take a while to adjust to that. And being ahead of that is a sharp thing to do if you're right, obviously. If you miss, then it's a big miss on Kelsey because he has such a high ceiling.
Yep.
They're just not going to use him until the playoffs. There's going to be no expectation of him going out there and getting 10 catches for 120 yards. It's a different team. And they win games with defense too. It didn't used to be like that, 5-6 years ago. Now they win games with defense. They held Atlanta to, I think, 17 on Sunday night. So there's no pressure to go out there and get 10 catches for 120.
Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews are very Mikal Bridges-y. Yeah, 100%. Do you guys want to do Diggs here?
I like Diggs, actually.
Yeah, Diggs is going to be the guy that I think rises a lot with the projections when they come out.
God, how bad is Jacksonville?
We could do, yeah, they're terrible. We could do Stroud too if you want to stack it, or we don't have to.
Well, I know Brian's not going to like Stroud.
I actually think Stroud.
Even
I
for the
actually do
stack,
think
though?
Stroud. I think Stroud. Stroud's going to probably have at least 2 touchdowns. I also really like Burrow this week. Not in on Fields this week. I love him, but I if we're going just best player available, what we were talking about last week,
Garrett Wilson.
it has to be Garrett Wilson.
I
would probably go Burrow if it was me, just because I think he has the most. I think he has the highest chance of getting like 30 points out of the quarterback. Huh?
Not stacked though.
I don't know. I mean, is T. Higgins still there?
He's still. Burrow just went.
Bitch. Sorry. All right, I guess we got to go Stroud.
No, everyone has a quarterback, so we're gonna push quarterback.
All right.
Do you want to do Evans?
I mean, Evans fell so much.
Yeah. People are out on him.
Yeah, and then we get Stroud too.
This is called arbitrage, ladies and gentlemen.
This is great stuff. Great draft strategy here. We get the Diggs and Stroud stack on the way back. Yeah, but yeah, Mikal Bridges is like such a perfect example of it's just because like the way the projections are made, it's just made to take historicals, apply them to this year, and like project like how they're gonna play in a single game. And like I said, if the role changes, it's just hard to change the projection just because Mikal Bridges is just the perfect example because his ceiling was so high when he had like such a good role. But if they're not getting the role, it doesn't matter.
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
Yeah, I just don't know what the deal with Kelsey is. Like, that's the part that, like, why is he so much worse this year?
He just looks a little slow. What you attribute that to is whatever you want to say, but he just doesn't look like I actually went back and watched him 2 years ago, like highlights of him 2 years ago versus the last couple of weeks. Not that there were many highlights to watch. He just doesn't look like he's moving well. I don't really know what it is. I mean, Father Time's undefeated. He's 35.
Yeah.
That's true.
Might just be as simple as that. Just might be old. It's fine.
It's kind of sad.
It is.
35.
But a few months from now, it's going to be January. It's going to be the playoffs. You know, they're going to be trailing by 10 in the fourth quarter. And here comes Kelsey down the seam. Oh, no, they usually do trail. And they come back.
We did talk about this after week 1, too, that Rashee Rice is taking some of his targets, too. Like that intermediate game where, like,
he
dominated. Like, that's just... I mean, why not? Why not give it to Rice when he's a young guy and who cares now?
Yep.
Stroud here with the stack. Any takeaways after doing some drafts today? What are you guys thinking?
I think we're getting better at knowing which positions to go after in which rounds. I feel like the first couple of weeks it was like, oh, should we draft a running back, draft a wide receiver? It really just kind of varies week by week depending on who we expect to project well. Especially, like, I really like the Tuesday drafts the most because that's where I feel like you can really get some leverage on or closing line value, the correct term. So you can get some closing line value on players that we think will project well, that if they do tomorrow when the ETR projections are released, it's just almost like free money at that point if they move up a round or two.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think like going into these games, like if you haven't played a lot, like you kind of want in your head, like what's the formula? Like how do I take running back first, and then like that's always good. Like, but it really, like you said, it depends week to week. It's not just like a simple formula. It depends what's there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you can scoop up a lot of Jaden Daniels right now, obviously, before projections come out, if you can scoop up a lot of Jaden Daniels, I absolutely love him and just love that matchup this week, Arizona and Washington. And in dog bowl formats this week, I know I said at the top of the show, but I'm 1,000% punting the tight end. I'll take Mike Gesicki in the last round. That's all right. I know you guys don't like him. I'll take him in the last round. I'll take my 8 points, and I'll be on my merry way because you know what? I'm going to draft everybody else, running back, wide receiver, who's going to score 20 points in the earlier rounds, and I'm going to have a great team. So that's my strategy for the week.
Yeah, I'm out on Gesicki, but I get it.
Yeah, I would replace Gesicki with Conklin and call it a day.
So just based on like our drafts today, Daniel's ADP was 27. He was going regularly in the early 20s. So I expect his ADP by probably Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, it'll probably be like 22. So yeah, get as much as you can now. Get him when he falls.
Yep.
All right.
To wrap up, I said, like, I want to follow through on my commitment. I want to give my best player at every position very quickly. Quarterback, going with Joe Burrow. Running back, I'm going to go with Jerome Ford. Wide receiver, I like Jaden Reed, and tight end, Mr. Tyler Conklin or Mr. Conklin.
So is that value plays or like top scores? I assume it's like value plays, right?
It's a little bit of both. I think they're not. I don't think it's. I think it's kind of pointless to put guys that are like in the first or second round. So it's more like values that you can get as scroll downs that I think are going to be good later on.
I like it. Write that down. We'll track it.
I have it written down right here.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate the interaction. Always makes it more fun.
See you next time, guys.
See you guys later.